It had been 12 years since anyone invited me to a family event. It was raining when they knocked. I almost didn't answer, but I did, and there they stood, my daughter and her husband, faces pale, hands restless, eyes darting past me into the glow of my new $2 million beach house. The irony wasn't lost on me. For 12 years, not a call, not a card, not even a whisper of my name at family gatherings. And suddenly, here they were, dripping rainwater on my porch, desperation wrapped around them like wet clothing. "Dad," she whispered. The word tasted foreign. I smiled, calm, controlled. "Come in," I said. And that's when their faces fell further, because even my voice carried power they couldn't predict. Backstory. Setup. There was a time I lived for her smile. My daughter was my reason to survive the wreckage of my divorce. I had stayed, endured, compromised, always for her. And when she met him, that charming lawyer with the shark's grin, I played along. I welcomed him, toasted him, trusted him. Trust. The word burns now. Because behind the handshakes and forced Sunday dinners, he was already tightening the noose. Discovery of betrayal. It started with silence. Calls I made that went unanswered. Excuses whispered too easily. She's busy. She'll call tomorrow. Tomorrow never came. The truth arrived in fragments. A forwarded email chain not meant for me. A bank statement with an unfamiliar withdrawal. Then, an overheard conversation when I walked into my ex-wife's kitchen unannounced. "She doesn't need him anymore," my ex told him, her voice low, intimate. "We have everything we need." He laughed. "He won't fight. He never does." And my daughter? She sat there, sipping coffee, saying nothing. Her silence was consent. That was the night I stopped being a father. I became something else. Shift in mindset. I didn't rage. I didn't beg. I didn't confront. I planned. I liquidated what they thought I didn't own. Quietly, discreetly. Offshore accounts. Trusts written in names they didn't recognize. While they thought they'd taken everything in the divorce settlement, I built a new empire in shadows. A construction company, a chain of rentals, and finally, the crown jewel, a glass-walled beach house that caught the sunrise like a cathedral. I never told a soul. Let them think I was broken, irrelevant, forgotten. Oblivion was my camouflage. Execution of the plan. Years passed. They believed they had won. My ex-wife married her lawyer lover. My daughter aligned herself with him, my silence confirming their victory. But I had patience. Patience, after all, is sharper than rage. I watched them climb. I read about their investments, their firm, their lavish lifestyle. And I knew exactly when their empire began to crack. A lawsuit, a failed deal, mounting debts behind the glossy facade. That's when I made my move. I purchased their debt, quietly, through shell corporations. The very walls of their safety now belonged to me. Every creditor they feared led back, invisibly, to my hand. Still, I waited, because revenge tastes better when it ripens. Climax and confrontation. And now, here they were, in my house, in the empire they thought I could never build. Her husband spoke first, his arrogance chipped by exhaustion. We were hoping you might help us, just until things stabilize." I tilted my head. "Stabilize?" "Yes," my daughter added quickly, eyes glistening. "We know it's been a long time, but family sticks together." Family. The word was a knife. I walked them through the house, slow and deliberate. Every step echoed. Glass walls revealed the storm outside, the sea clawing at the sand. "Do you know who owns your debt?" I asked, voice casual. They exchanged looks, confused. "I do." The silence was beautiful. It stretched, heavy, unbearable. Her husband's lips parted. "You?" I nodded, calm, controlled. Every bank you begged, every investor you disappointed, every bridge you burned, it all led back to me. My daughter's breath caught. "Dad," but I raised a hand, silencing her like I used to when she was a child. Only now there was no tenderness. "You abandoned me. You stood by while they gutted me, and now you come crawling back?" The husband tried to recover, tried to summon that old lawyer's confidence. "We can work something—" "No," I cut in. "This isn't a negotiation. This is a reckoning." Resolution and emotional release. I didn't shout, I didn't gloat. I simply handed them the documents, deeds, contracts, proof of their surrender. Their empire now legally, irrevocably mine. "Leave," I said softly, "before I decide mercy was a mistake." They stumbled out into the storm, clutching each other, their power stripped bare. My daughter looked back once, her eyes hollow, searching for the father she used to know. But that man was gone. I stood alone in the glass cathedral of my own making, the ocean raging in approval. 12 years of silence had carved me into something harder, sharper, unbreakable.